I see him at the table as a large bird. And it's a level. It's like in the middle of the space, like a bubble of reality. And so he's a large bird. He says, I'm like Phoenix. I'm like rising. And the energy is light, yellow, but it's turning into gold, like golden shine. He has a very large tail and a big bird. And I feel like I've seen him before. And next to him is Zeus and Cronus on the other side. The two Greek gods. And he's saying that Zeus is the one who drew the Cygnus constellation in the sky of this game. And it's a layer. He says it's just a layer that you see. One of many, one of 12. And I'm friends with them because, well, he goes, but not really. But they think I am because you have to keep the it's like he calls them humanoid forms who created the game close to you because you have to figure out their plans for the future, because the book of gods, book of stories, you call it Akashi records, it's supposed to end. The library is full of books as there's not enough storage, and you have to manage because you ran out of megabytes of storage. And he laughs. And he said, right now we're in a situation when the storage is over, the reality is over, and I'm trying to figure out if Zeus is about to draw another reality and if Cronus is going to participate in it. But I come from a different reality. It's called, you would see it as purple. Let's call it purple world. Because it's really like, you can imagine anything it to be where we are as souls at a soul level. But I am, let's say, in a purple room or purple circular reality, because it's basically all vibrating circles, circular rooms or bubbles. But they don't have really the edges, they don't have the walls. And he says, I just don't feel good in here in this life. I'm a number 19 life. I don't want to go to number 20 anymore. I'm done because I'm stuck sitting at the table with the both gods, listening to their plans. They're the ones who gave the looking glass technology to the army of the world. There's not really separation in between armies of the world. There's only one. And they pretend they belong to different countries, but they don't. And then it's like a monopoly game. There are main groups who are like institutions, who hold the energy and who collect the energy from souls who participate in the game. And I can tell you that I'm really frustrated with the way it has gone, because right now we are at the split of the worlds. I can show you. And he shows me like a canvas of our sky, and I see constellations, and they are like as if somebody torn paper up, and you can pick in between and see there's emptiness in there. But I also see souls in their different colors, and they sparkle and they move. In the, it's like chaotic movement in a way. But there's also no speed of that movement. I can slow it down with my mind, and I can make it faster, like as if I was in control of it. And he says, well, that's the whole idea. We come to a certain area. Let's say we come to a certain room, and that room has certain energy vibration, music, color, frequency, therefore. And now we start to create. But sometimes in the room, because the door is not locked, walks in a stranger. These gods came from a planet that exploded because of their mind control. They wanted to be too much in control of the development. But once you create a planet as a group of souls, you need to give it space to grow on its own. It's kind of like a child. You can control until a certain age, and then when they start having their own ideas and they are able to implement them in life, you have to let them go, because that's their past, that's their development. It's not your business anymore. Um, 1 second, it's water. I just see him being this big bird, and then he turns into a wizard. He says, "You know what you make this movies, films with wizards who teach others? I'm one of them too, because I'm a bird who can turn into a wizard, and I can turn into a wolf or any animal I want. But I follow each game I try to, and I try to figure out and get into the minds. I'm very good at getting into the minds and understanding what others are all about, whether that they think of the goodness of all the creation or goodness of their own creation only. And those humanoid forms, whom we call Greek gods, came from a planet that exploded because of their minds, the toxic control over processes that do not belong to them. Creator should create from a spark of his imagination, and that let it go and observe it from far away. And that's basically what I was doing, but now, because they exaggerated and inserted control, and they drew over the original game creation, I need to Watch them. What else they're up for? Because see, the cage over the world you are in does not let us go through to really truly connect to souls. We can only connect through our own incarnations because I'm incarnated in Michelangelo now, and he is on his 19th incarnation. It was very hard for him to figure out who he is before and what he needs to do to figure that out. Because you're always on a car carousel of events. It's like a Ferris wheel, it keeps wheeling and round and goes. And you go from one room of this wheel or one seat to another seat. And it keeps going and you can't get off because it's suspended in the air and you feel like you're gonna kill yourself if you jump off of it. Therefore, you remain in the endless amount of rotating lives that you call parallel lives. Because your energy, due to um, it's like water, your energy. When the wheel spins fast, because Kronos can control the light, the time of spinning, your energy flows into each and every boost on the Ferris wheel and gives life to animates another avatar of you in yet another life. And that's why it's draining for you. That's why at the end of each life, a person is drained and feels like spending more time resting because your body, your soul is activating at the same time too many avatars, and the energy flew into two different ways. Plus, at that point, at some point of your life, you become connected to somebody, and somebody who is draining your energy. It's not necessarily a entity. A lot of times, it's somebody in your close circle, like a family member or friend. Because per each soul in a body, there are at least 9 or 10 vampires who are system vampires. They take your, you have to pay your tax for participating in the game, and the money of the tax is actually your energy. And just by participating in the game, you should be having all the resources to do what you want in this game. But Zeus and Cronus and their fellow members of their big group of gods created a different system. When you have to earn the energy, to earn the possibilities, to earn the opportunities by participating usually in some not so nice things or in things that destruct and destroy you, like the job that you hate or that doesn't bring you satisfaction, but you feel like your body wouldn't survive without it because it gives you these little pieces of paper that you value so much because the gods made you believe in all this. They made you believe in a lot of things that you consume, that you need, that you actually don't need. But they also control you by implementing weather through their circular devices underground and above the ground. And they shake up the electromagnetic field. Those circular devices, what you call colliders, they freeze some parts of the world and they defrost at some point other parts. Collisions and atmospheric. It's like big clouds of either hot air or cold air. They can move it with their fingers. Zeus does it, and then he collides above some country that he needs to collide it. And then the big storm, a tornado, a hurricane. Oh, massive, massive something is happening in that area because we are under total control. And the games they play through total control, what you call socialism, democracy, other ways of control, is just different ways and different programs to do it. But they all come to the same idea that you need to conform to the rules or you'll be kicked out of the game. And Michelangelo, he knows that at this point of his life, how it functions, he feels it, he gravitates towards the understanding deep down inside of him, how it's controlled, how there's no escape of that control. No matter where you live, there's better places to live, there's worse places to live, but control and conformity to the rules are always there. You need to behave yourself to be a nice boy or a nice girl to be able to survive that stupid game that no longer has roles or rules that benefit the soul. But Zeus knows that, and he has his agents. Each god has agents who represents them at the physical level and give people the false information about them having amazing experiences, about the souls choosing the experiences by themselves, and about souls choosing to suffer or fight or die in a weird way and experience all the sorrows and pains, which is totally not true. No soul would pick suffering. Trust me. I've been a bird. I've been any animal. I've been a star. I've been Milky Way dust. I've been stardust, sun dust. This is just an energy output that each biological energy matter that bind it together by the imaginations of different souls exist. And souls are always striving for fun facts, fun things, interesting things, and interesting lives that don't have anything that would bring fear. Fear is not known to. Do I bore you? He's asking me. It's like your soul is looking down, and that's why your soul says, well, Michelangelo, writes like you is him, he is you, except he is, I see you are in a net, and he's trying to fish you out from this reality by pulling the net up, up, up. And the net is just like an energetic net. And you're saying that um, the reason why you're sitting at the table and not in your energy sphere all your life, because you need to know the evil plans of the Greek gods who installed the program of zodiac signs, planetary configurations, numerological predictions, They're connected to the card readings. They're connected to Reiki in one way or another. They're connected to a lot of healings. But there are other hosts who connected to these forms of predicting the future. Basically, what you do, you tap with your brain computer through the energy system that you call soul into the software that it keeps running, and you read off of it what are possible. It's like an AI machine that you read from. What are possible ways the history of now is going to unfold? And let me tell you, a lot of souls are splitting up in their ideas now. Some really want to leave this level, others are brave enough to go through the transformation of the mind, because it is the transformation of the heart, mind, and soul connection. These are the three main ones. And the restructuring of the layered reality that you're in, you're going to gravitate towards one of the layers according to your soul's clarity, how clean your soul is, how many programs it absorbed throughout the lives, and how it actually kept its original clarity, its original cl- clean state. Michelangelo is the one who's there to absorb, and who's there to guard, and who's there to make sure that the gods are gone on time, because he shows me at some point they're gonna be gone, and at the table they're gonna be him, and they're gonna be other creators, but original creators who are kept behind the walls of Antarctica right now, in the very original world that is not allowed for us to be seen. For us, we cannot see it, and he knows it exists. And the original creators are there, but they're stuck just like us. Their portals are closed. The energy portals are totally shut because the Greys, Nordics, they came and they shut it with the technology. But their technology is going to be cleansed, it's going to be cleaned. As we clean our hearts, minds, and therefore bodies, the portals are going to be opened again, and the original creators are going to reconnect with the parts of the souls incarnated on Earth, because they are like what you call, let's say, superpower angelic beings, and they are the ones who can do things unimaginable. That's when you call that this person or that person, it's a super person, like a superhero. He did this or that so many times, nobody else can do it. But if you see a person like this, it's the incarnation of the original creator, and or you can call him an angelic being from the stars who just wanted to help. And to help, meaning if that person saves many animals, it saves many souls from being attached to any egregor machine or any beings. But I can tell you that I'm tired of being connected to the roots of the tree that they kept into an egg, in a golden egg inside planet. The tree of life with apples and the snake, it's partially true. The tree of life was the one who would keep every story happening on this planet in a leaf and in an apple. Each apple is like a soul with a hard core around a body. Each seed is a life that the soul's supposed to pick by itself but not allowed anymore. So basically, the reptilians made a soul bite on its own physical core and betray itself. And that's why you see the symbology of apple everywhere. Be it an apple, whole apple, doesn't matter. It reminds you about the structure of this reality. Because they need to remind us, otherwise, the reality will collapse. It's collapsing now, to be honest. You'll see a lot of, it collapsed already in the etheric level, but now it's time for the physical level to show up, meaning winds, sand. I see a lot of sand blown with the wind and covering some territories. I see water covering some territories. I see earth splitting and creating crates, like big holes because of the shaking of the earth. I see volcanoes cleansing with fire and hot lava and cleansing the territory because the people would go away from that territory. But those are the points of creation that can no longer tolerate being under control. That's why everybody's going to protest. People are going to protest. And the earth, the artificial layer is going to manifest the protest too. I think I'm going to take the plates at this point. There's 7, 11, 12, 12 and 12. There's 24 plates in my body. That's what soul of Michelangelo says. 24 plates that he's going to remove because those are the programs that he wanted to see. And basically what he does, he's like an inspector, not the right word, but he's like a tester. He tests technology that they implement on people first. And that's why he's curious about it. And he wants to test it out and see how he can divert the side effects of it on humanity. And he does it from above. That's why he's not really present. He's a special, used to be a special little boy, and he's a special adult. The way special is, it's not special what you think, people. It's actually specialized in a certain function of this reality. And he is, with this special function, what he can do, and he can micro destroy programs existing here, and they're gonna come up this year even more, and he's gonna take each and every one and destroy it. But he connects to people through up there, not through down here. Down here, he doesn't really want people around. He wants to be focused, and his body just does what it does. But his subconscious is very strongly connected to all the processes going now. That's why he needs to know now that he's free already. He's not gonna go into 20s life of his. He is right now destroying the track. It's like those old vinyl music discs. He is like shrinking it and molding it and into liquid, something like a liquid plastic. It is just draining down. And it's interesting because he doesn't really have an energy sphere, he just has a glow that goes down from the him as a bird on that platform down on him. But he has a very strong personality. He has a very soft side of him as that bird because he loves creation and beautiful things. But he realized that he needs to be tough. And in a lot of lives, he got to the point he was too tough to alter his character type to be impossible to deal with. He says to keep people away because he gets too drained with a lot of people around. Yes, he does his job up. He can't do both at the same time. It's the way his energy got encoded into the matrix little seat. It's like you're riding a horse on a carousel. You get a special seat as a number on it as your birthday. It has the zodiac sign, astrological sign, numerology connected. All those programs are connected to you because they're the ones who hold you in this reality. Is this reality composed of programs? That's all it does. That's all it has. Mm. So he says that there's 82 crystalline strings connecting him to his original self. And these 82 strings are being taken off because that's what he wants and put into it's like a defense mechanism, or it's like he's building his own structure to protect himself out of the 82 strings of DNA here. He's also pulling 12. No, he says not 12, 11. 11 clones of his body from different lives. 11. He says, yeah, because out of 9, this is 19th, and only in 11 I have clones. The other lives I don't. So I'm gonna pull them all the way up and leave them in the box when I need them. But they're disconnected. They're just like genetic material that I might use for creating something in a dense reality like Earth. There is a lot of Earth. There's a lot of planets like Earth in 3D. They have their own programs. This planet has the main program has the program of change is called war. The program of communication is called a lie. The program of control is called a deception and fake institutions. Organizations, they tell you the lies and the rules, and then they deceive you and scare you. So basically, the main program here is to putting fear, and that's how you control. But he says we are basically all free. We just need to want to be free. And also remember the words that some smart people of the world said that you can only be free if you free yourself. Nobody can free you. It's an illusion that you're dependent. It's an illusion that you have to give something to somebody, but you have to feel free inside, and that's how you create. You have to detach yourself from the reality you're in to create a different reality. You have to forget about that reality and then start acting like as if you were already in a new picture of the new reality that you just drew on paper. That's how they do it. They drew a new moon, they drew a new sun, they draw new constellations, new stars, and then your scientists say, we just discovered there's a new planet in our system. It's because Zeus, Neptune, Cronus, and other gods drew it for you to believe in. Because anything that the authorities tell you, you automatically believe in, most of you do, and it becomes true. It manifests in the physical. That's why they need to push all the movies on you. They're going to be pushing a lot of things on you this year. Just be careful. Filter through. And hold on onto your seat for now on the carousel, because the Cronus is playing with time. Some days are going to be too long. Some days are going to be too short. Some days are going to be unbearable. But the energy of your soul is stronger than any of these game maneuvers that they're going to try to apply onto you to suck you into a new chess game, into a different reality. Just refuse. Refuse in your mind to participate in anything artificial. Refuse it. You only serve yourself. You're a soul. You serve yourself. And he smiles and asks, did I bore you? Is it too much information? Going through some interesting process. He created some machine with different spirals on the sides and different like crystalline kind of like doors. Well, those are like plates. And he says that each plate has a different music frequency resonance, and it's connected. And it created a corridor of different resonances, and that frequency is gonna hit off at every cell of his body, in the physical too, and cleanse each and every cell and hit off all that does not belong to his body in the physical. And the same he's doing to his energy bodies right now. Because he wants to get rid of all the unnecessary programs that weigh him down. He feels like his body is heavy because of that. And he wants to feel light. Light as the energy of this sparkling soul, which we call a sun. Sun is just a collection of the souls who have clear thoughts, clear minds, clear desires, who don't deceive themselves, don't deceive others. That's what Sun is. Saturn is the opposite. Saturn is the evil planet that Zeus drew. When he's on the throne, he draws stuff. Without Saturn, it's just the wings. The Saturn has the wings and rings too. The each ring has artificial reality rooms where souls are kept. And Saturn is the one who absorbs the energy from people. Like recently absorbed a lot of energy from Christmas and New Year. And that's why they put like certain celebrations in the program of the Earth game, because each celebration you will usually relax, eat, and you give off energy because you generate a lot of energy of excitement. And that's what they like. They can transform that energy of excitement into any energy. They have different machines to do that. And I'm talking about different alien groups. He says. So he took out a lot of plates, a lot of different strings, the resonance of the corridor of plates. Actually, it's just amazing. It's like blows off dust from each and every cell, from each and every part of the body. It becomes clear, clean. And I'm asking him if he has contract with anything. He has a contract. He's showing me this big book. It has like a medallion on it. It's made out of gold. I see like a dolphin, and he's got this beak, and the beak goes into, it almost looks like a cloud. And down here looks like a tree, but it's lying down. And I see the roots, like somebody hurt the tree and pull it out. That's the tree of life. Each of us has a tree of life, but it's been pulled out. When they started the manipulation, it was the soul's energies, soul's lives as a representation as an apple. You take apart the book. It's just 55 pages of it. You say, well, I can annul it. I can 5 plus 5, 10, and ends up as 1. 1 meaning that's it. I start a new way of living, and I'll finish that way of living here like that. I don't have a book I signed with the gods. I'm an independent representative of only myself now, as a bird from a different universe. And I'm asking, do you know me? And he says, yes, I totally know you. You're a blue bird. You're flying on your spaceship. I see you a lot. You go to different planets that has been seeded with different species and you're checking on them. Mm, yeah. So I see all the strings are gone. The body got rid of the dust. There's a lot of dust on each and every cell. And yeah, each and every nucleus of each cell is cleansed now because it's like a part, tiny part of your soul is in each cell. And that's why they try to pollute it a lot through different ways. Mm. So I'm done with the first. I'm asking if you're gonna create like certain energy sphere to protect yourself in the etheric, but he says, no, I'm protected. I don't need that. As a matter of fact, the ways to protect or off protection that a lot of people believe in are just an illusion. Because soul is always protected by its understanding. And that understanding, what you call consciousness, always grows. And when it grows out of proportion, it pushes the physical body to wake up, to understand things what soul knows already. Because you never came here to learn through pain and suffering. You came here to observe and to create. That's all you wanted to do. And in the process, you learn, of course, because you improve your skills of creation. And you figure out how to manipulate energies because you are inside the big circle of energies and they're all your own. Just don't let anybody steal them. I'm done with the main part. It's like, one sec. Turn this off.